Hello folks and welcome back. Today, we'll be creating this effect in Adobe Photoshop. I have created a document of 4000 width by 2500 height pixels at 300 dpi. I take the ellipse tool, then I press and hold the shift key to make a perfect circle. I scale it. And also I press Ctrl or Command A to select all, then with the Move tool selected I will click in these buttons to align the circle to the center. I take off the stroke. Then I change the fill color. Now, for make this illusional effect more easily, I will be using the step and repeat. If you want to know more about this, click the link on the description to watch that video. Let's do the step. Press Ctrl, Alt and T on Windows. On Mac is Command, Option and T. I press and hold the Alt or Option key to scale it proportional, while I'm also taking it to the center. I change the color so I can see better the circle. Now, let's make the repeat. Press Shift, Ctrl, Alt and T on Windows. On Mac is Shift, Command, Option and T. And do that several times. By doing that, you are duplicating the circle inwards, and it getting more smaller. I click on the third copy layer, and I will be changing the color of this and the rest of the circles. You can use the Properties panel and also other ways, but I found that is more faster for me by changing them using the Swatches panel. I can see much better the circles now. The next step is to double-click on the layer to bring up the Layer Styles dialog box. Select Inner Shadow. You can follow my settings. That are the settings I'll be using for this effect. Now, press right-click in the layer, then copy Layer Styles. Select all the other layers, which doesn't have the layer styles applied, and select Paste Layer Styles. By doing this, you are copying and pasting the layer styles to the other layers at once. You can see that the effect is created. You can change the settings for the inner shadow if you want, then repeat the process of copy and pasting layer styles. I can put a texture to this layers. I drag this paper texture to make the circles look different. I will group all the circles. And now I create a clipping mask to the paper texture by holding the Ctrl or Command key, and when I see that square with the double down arrow, I click. Now, I change the blending mode to linear burn. And you can see how that looks now. I will drag another texture. And I do the same. And also you can see the awesome effect that is created. You can use any textures, brushes, patterns, and any other way to put textures to this. I will group all this layers. Now I will do the same thing, but with a polygon. I change the color, reposition, and I scale it. Now, because I have copied the previous layer style, I still have it in my RAM computer memory. I paste it. And I will make step and repeat with the layer style applied, so I can see better while I do the process. And there we can see the effect. Now I change the colors. I can also, with the Move tool selected, I can click in the Auto Select feature to select the layers when I touch it with the tool. You can notice the Layers panel, how the layers are changing as I click. That's another way of change color too. I group these layers and I rename it Polygon. I select again the Shape tool, and I will make a custom shape. I can click on any of these folders and use any shape. I can also use the Shapes panel, which you can find it in the window menu, then Shapes. That is in case you don't have that icon in the panel tabs. You can search the shapes by name. I type heart. I take this one. And I will do all the previous steps. And you can see how that heart turns into. I change the colors also. I will put the paper texture. I can also lower the opacity to the paper layer. I make another circle, then step and repeat. This time, instead of pressing and holding the Shift key, I will press Ctrl and Alt on Windows. On Mac is Command and Option, then click to make this shape effect. That was the step, so now repeat. And look what's done. I group them. I make another last one circle. I do the same, but I will move this circle to here. And look that effect. And there you have it. Before leave this video, in case you are wondering, I will select the Custom Shape tool. When I click in the shapes, maybe you don't have all these shapes. You will only have just a few of them. But maybe not this Legacy Shapes folder, which have many more shapes. Don't worry, they are very easy to get. What you need to do is go to the Shapes panel, and click on this little menu. Then click on Legacy Shapes and More. As soon you do that, you will have that folder in your Shapes collection. I will delete it because I have it installed already. I have made myself that same question until I discover it how to install those shapes. So, practice and be creative with this, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, like and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.